So in this video, I'm going to cover off dashboards within Microsoft Dynamics for Sales. Now this is very much a sort of introductory piece just to explain dashboards, what they are and how to use them. It's one of a series, and we'll do others in a bit more depth in terms of how you build your own dashboards and how you share those with other people. You can see links to those videos below. Also, if you've got any content suggestions or you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. So let's talk about dashboards. Let's talk about sort of navigating there initially. So I'm in the accounts area at the moment, but if I wanted to go to dashboards, I just click on the dashboards area in the left-hand navigation bar, and it's automatically picked up my default dashboard, which is one I created earlier called Richard's Test Dashboard. Now you can see if I click on the down arrow next to that dashboard name, you'll see I've got a range of dashboards available to me. I've got a mix of system dashboards and dashboards I've created for myself. Now it's interesting, I think dashboards is quite an underused feature within Dynamics, and I think the reason for that is you get a number of out-of-the-box dashboards. So if I just pick one of these, you can see kind of there's no information in this at the moment, so it's not terribly useful to me. So I think a lot of people see these out-of-the-box ones and sort of discount the dashboard feature. But there's a lot of power in dashboards because you can create your own dashboards and present exactly the sort of information that you need. Now I'll go back to my dashboard I prepared earlier, and we'll just sort of walk through the basic format of it. Now there's really two main types of data that we can have embedded. Now mine's a sort of a 4-panel dashboard, as you can see, and I've got charts on one side, so I've got a couple of charts on one side, and I've got a couple of subgrids which effectively display data views that are built elsewhere within the system. Now I can absolutely have a mix of different record types. So you can see here I've got all opportunities, and I've got all leads, and then I've got a leads and opportunity subgrid. So I can actually have a mix of different record types. So a dashboard doesn't have to be for a single record type. Now if we just sort of navigate around these, and let's just treat charts and subgrids as slightly different things. Now I can see charts here. I've got a sales pipeline chart, and there's a number of things that I can do with that. Firstly, if I want to open this up, I've got a button in the top right corner here called View Records. If I just click on that, I can expand out that chart, and it gets a bit more interesting because I've got the chart and I've got the records that make up that chart displayed on the other side. What I can also do is drill down or filter down. So let's say I've got a stage here, green one is develop. If I just click on that, you can see I instantly filter down the related opportunity records, so they're just ones that fit the develop stage. The other interesting thing that you can see here is once I clicked on that segment of the chart, I get a drill down option appear. And what that enables me to do is create a subchart for that particular segment of information. So I can drill down by, and it says search for an attribute, but in other words it's search for another field or use another field to create some analysis of this particular segment. So if I went to estimated close date, and then I've got a lot of different options in terms of the style of chart that I choose, but let's say I chose a very simple bar chart or column chart as it's called here. You can see I can see further sub-analyze the deals that make up that stage in the funnel by estimated close date. So we've got a lot of power there in terms of visualizing data and being able to sort of drill into it and analyze it. Now if I just go back to my dashboard just by pressing the back arrow, I'll just talk about what we can do with a subgrid, because this information is slightly different. Now within a subgrid, I can actually, first of all, I can change the subgrids, I can change the views. So I'm in an open opportunities view here, but you can see if I just click on that, I've got all other opportunities views available to me, including my personal views that I've created for myself and the system views that the system administrator has created. So I can actually change the view within the dashboard. Within the dashboard, if I wanted to, I can search by a keyword. I can apply column filters if I wanted to. If I wanted to put in a filter on estimated close date being greater than a certain range, I can do that. And then across the top here, also I've got the ability to create a new opportunity record from the subgrid within my dashboard. And if I just click on the three dots here, I've got a range of different options that are available to me relating to this subgrid. Now, we've done a whole series on views as well, and we've covered a lot of these in terms of how this functionality applies to views generally. But you can see the functionality that applies to views also applies to subgrids. The one I'll just quickly go into is I can seal records. So I've got that option there, seal records, and if I go into that, that will give me a sort of full static view. And actually, in this particular case, this is an editable subgrid because that's my current default. But effectively, you can open up and see all the records that make up that subgrid. And I can just go back into the dashboard. So really that's a sort of quick tour of the dashboard and the functionality and just how to get into how to sort of use a existing dashboard. In other videos further on in the series, we're actually going to cover off in more detail how you create your own dashboards, because that's where the real power lies, as well as how you share those with other people. Now you can see links to others in the series below. Also, if you have any content suggestions, as I said earlier, or you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, you can see those below. Anyway, thank you very much for your time today, and hopefully see you again soon.